Disney is back with another original... Oh wait, I'm sorry, completely wrong movie. We're back with another remake. Disney remake of Lilo and Stitch, one of the most beloved and unique Disney animated movie all the way back from 2002. And once again, we are back with a live action recreation of it with Lilo and Stitch of 2025. So are we at remake fatigue? Have we hit that point yet? Or does this one give a little glimmer of hope? Let's find out in this review of Lilo and Stitch. So admittedly, it's been quite some time since I've seen the original Lilo and Stitch, but I do like the movie. I remember liking it, and I do remember the general premise of it. And one of the most unique things about it is the character of Stitch, and as much as he doesn't really talk too much in terms of English goes, he communicates in his own way, and I'm always a fan of that sort of level of storytelling. You're able to tell this story without even having a character speak the native language of the other character. So that's always been a unique premise, and Stitch is just such a lovable character in his own mischievous kind of way. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, let's see what they're gonna do with it. And sure enough, once again, I'm just gonna jump right to it. It does not really live up to the same heart and memorability of the original one. And how could it? I mean, you see Snow White, you see all these movies, and once again, nothing original. They just retell the story. So let's talk about the acting. Let's talk about the character. So we're back with the original sister duo here, with Lilo being played by Maia Kealoha and Nanny, her sister, and also her guardian, played by Sydney Agudong, and she plays Nanny. So, you know, we have that important main characters. And how's Lilo in this movie? Is she any good? Honestly, I think she's good. You know, there's a couple of moments where I thought that her acting wasn't that great, but overall I think she did a very good job. For a younger actress, I think that she did good, and she definitely plays the role as Lilo. And as far as Nanny goes, I thought that she did a pretty good job as well. You know, you see the hardships of the character and how much she has on her shoulders. She has CPS knocking at her door, meanwhile she's trying to keep her job and everything, all while raising Lilo. And then later on we have Stitch, which jumps into the picture and just changes their life upside down, for better or worse. Now, Stitch is played once again by Chris Sanders. He's one of the originals, and he is the original voice of Stitch from the 2002 version. So it was good to see sort of his comeback as well, and it's the same perfect voice for the character. And honestly, in terms of Stitch, I really like Stitch as a character. Very mischievous. You just want to freaking give him a hug, but also he's out doing so much crazy stuff, at least in this movie as well. And the graphics of him are quite good. I thought that was one of the big highlights of the movies, that they do have a lot of moments where it looks really good. And, you know, if anything's good in these remakes, I guess it's the graphics, the visuals. You know, they do bring to life some of these things that were animated, and now putting it into a live action setting, it's pretty impressive how good it looks in some of the cases. Obviously, you could tell that Stitch, I almost said Lilo, Stitch is animated, obviously. You know, we haven't got to the point where it looks fully in real life, but pretty good, all things considered. Now, does this movie have the same heart and soul of the original? Absolutely not whatsoever. Honestly, I think that this movie is just, it's a fun watch. Kids are gonna enjoy it, and, you know, families, when they go out with their kids, are gonna enjoy it as well. Maybe parents, but for someone like me who isn't going out to watch it with my kid or whatnot, and someone who did enjoy the original, you kind of sit there wondering, why do they keep doing this? And the obvious reason is for money's sake. Obviously, they want that cash, and it's doing numbers. All of them do numbers, even though none of them are memorable whatsoever. What's the last, you know, live action Disney movie did you see? What's the last one you saw, and was it any good? Because I'm always wondering. I'm sure I saw one in the past sometime, and I forgot I watched it. And this is going to be no different. I know that a week from now, I'm going to have forgotten that I saw Lilo and Stitch. And not because I have short-term memory, it's because the movie's just not memorable. I'm not going to be thinking about this after I watch it. It's strictly popcorn movie, good for the entertainment value, and in that sense, it does its job. I was entertained overall, but there were a few moments that really had me, you know, scratching my head and just rolling my eyes. And one of the main things is the recreation of Jumba and Pleakley, played by Galifianakis and Billy Magnussen. Now, these two are just insufferable in the movie. Honestly, they had charisma, they have character in the original animated version. In this movie, they are just idiots. And I know, listen, they're not the smartest butts in the animated, but I don't understand. They are just insufferable. I couldn't stand them on screen. I wanted them to get off. They were just annoying. They didn't fit the tone of the movie at all. They were trying super hard. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. They have definitely one of those moments where it just did not translate on the big screen. And they keep showing up here and there, and every time they show up, it doesn't feel like it's adding anything to the story. And they're just complete dunces, honestly. I don't like it. And then another thing I didn't like about it is that they do not develop Cobra Bubbles at all. I mean, he played by Courtney B. Vance, which he's a good actor. They do not flesh him out whatsoever. He has zero character, zero sort of impact on the storyline. I remember him, and correct me if I'm wrong, because again, it's been a while since I've seen the original, but I remember Captain Bubbles, or whatever his name is in the original, having much bigger of a role, or at least much more personality. He has very minimal screen time, almost to the point where he didn't even need to be in the movie to a certain extent, because they don't do anything with him, and you almost forget that he's in the movie at all. He's just a side character that's there the whole time. Meanwhile, we have Tweedledee and Tweedledum that they keep showing, so, you know, just annoying, honestly. And like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the original, but there's a couple of, you know, iconic scenes that they kind of skip over from what I remember, and they have new scenes as well, especially this relationship that they have going on with David, the neighbor in the story as well. I remember him being more of a responsible adult sort of figure, but he's not that at all. But, you know, it's a short runtime, and I don't regret having seen it, but I do kind of regret having seen it in the big screen. I honestly don't feel comfortable even giving Disney any kind of money to continue making these remakes, because nobody wants to see it. I say that although people are going out in droves to see this movie, so maybe that's not right, but we don't want to see remakes, is what I'm saying. We want to see original movies. And Disney's so big that no matter what it is, people are going to go out and see it. So honestly, the sky's the limit for this team, and I don't understand why they just continued trying to go backwards. Go forwards, make something new. You don't know what the next Toy Story or Monsters, Inc. is going to be. You know, and they've done it before. They made Inside Out, you know, the Zootopia. Oh, these movies are great, and I know they're animated, but I'm sure they can come up with some kind of live-action original movie that they can make without copying all the animated ones. So, yeah, that's just my rant about it. But all in all, it's entertaining. You know, you'll probably laugh a few times. You'll go out feeling, okay, that was a good, feel-good kind of movie. But a week later, you're gonna not be talking about it, and you will have forgotten that you even watched it. So, yeah, another bland okay. I mean, that's the best way to put it. It's just okay in all forms. Nothing really excels that much, other than maybe some of the visuals and some of the gags. But other than that, I think Lilo and Stitch, for me, gets a decent, mediocre-ish score of 6.5 out of 10. I think that's a solid score for this one. But if you have kids or something, or you have a nephew or whatnot, taking them to go see this won't be the worst thing in the world. And it's definitely, of the remakes, one of the better ones, I'll say. You know, but the bar is not very high. Anyways, let me know below what you thought of the movie, and if you're a fan of the original, please hit that subscribe button. Stay up to date with the latest videos just like this.